The Senate has directed the Federal Ministry of Labor and Employment to set up a panel to review the practice of setting age limits for citizens seeking jobs. The resolution of the Upper Legislative Chamber follows a point of order raised by the senator representing Sokoto East, Ibrahim Gobir. He expressed concerns over the large number of unemployed youths in the country, linking it to different age limits set by ministries, departments and agencies, as well as private organizations. The lawmaker says this has negatively affected citizens who now have to resort to age falsification in order to secure employment.
The issue of barrier that is currently placed or in place, on age for employment. You find that somebody will finish his university at the age of 25. He will finish the NYSC and then he will be now 26. Then it will take him 10 to 15 years to get employment. Federal government on its own placed embargo on employment for over 13 years now. So that period that there has been embargo on employment by the federal government itself should be what we should consider in the review of the age limit. We have a committee to review this age limit with a view to getting this problem of age barrier sorted out, to allow the teeming, skilled and competent applicants to be employed by the MDS. Those in favor of this prayer say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it.
And Public Affairs Analyst Idris Bauer joins me now via Skype for more on this. Thank you for joining in, Idris. Now, this seems to be, this is a great concept they're coming up with, but do you think it has been thought through, given the fact that sometimes schools are unpredictable in the sense that schools extend longer than usual considering strikes? This adds to the age of a graduate, and by the time the graduate goes out to get a job, the age limit is a hindrance.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I think if you look at the age restriction which we are talking about, I think it's a bit too harsh to say that people who are below certain age cannot apply for any job. The retirement age is if you have put in 35 years or you are 60 years. And for judges, it has been increased to 70 years. And I think that should be the ceiling. If you look at what is happening at the National Assembly today, majority of those affected are those that have spent more than 35 years in service, more than 30 years in service, and are over 60, or some of them even 70. If you have clogs of people like that at that stage, how do you ensure you create a vacuum for others to rise to that level? As we speak now, we have stagnation at the National Assembly, whereas some of them who are directors, deputy directors, they are not living for others to grow to the rank of either assistant director or director. So it's high time they started, retiring and allow the young ones to have a space to work. I think that is what is done, and part of the problem is people falsify their ages. Where there are no, I've had a case of somebody who did age declaration more than 3 times, all in the bid to stay long in service. These are wrong things that we are doing, and there are laws that back issues like this. Once you have a declaration of age and want to know that you are at this age, you should stick to that, not people falsifying age because they want to stay in service. I agree that things are bad. I agree that people are afraid of retirement because you don't know what befalls you after retirement, but it's high time we start thinking of the young ones so that will allow them to fit into the service and be productive.
So what do you think should be done to ease the older ones out to bring the younger ones in? It's not going to be an easy task because...
No, it's pegging. It's just peg the age. 60 years, we'll have it in civil service. If you have you clock in 35 years, period, you work for 35 years, or you are 60 years old. Either way, you leave the service. I think that should follow in all other departments, not just what we have in the National Assembly. Remember, at one time during Obasanjo era, once you are a director and you spend 8 years in that position, whether you've clocked 35 years in service or you have reached the age of 60, you have to leave. And When this present administration came in, they reversed that decision. All these were issues that were looked at to see how vacancy will be created to allow younger ones to fit into the services.
Idris Bawa, a public affairs analyst, thank you for joining and thank you for sharing your thoughts.